My husband quit his job because he felt like it with nothing lined up. He said he'd start a business. It's been 8 months. There is no business. I'm drowning. And he just ordered a new gaming chair. My husband Troy worked in logistics for 6 years. Good salary, benefits, stable. One Tuesday in June, he came home and said I quit. I was feeding our daughter. She's 3. I looked at him and waited for the rest. He smiled like he just won something. I've been thinking about this for a while. I want to start my own thing. I asked what thing. He said a business. I asked what kind of business. He said I'm still figuring that out, but I know I don't want to work for someone else anymore. I asked if he had savings set aside. He said we'll be fine. You make good money. I'm a dental hygienist. I make $52,000 a year. That covers our rent, our daughter's daycare, groceries, car payment, insurance. It does not cover a second adult who decides to stop contributing. I told him I was scared. He told me to trust him. Month 1, he was excited. He bought a laptop, he bought a whiteboard. He set up a desk in the spare room and called it his office. He watched YouTube videos about dropshipping for 2 weeks straight. He made a spreadsheet with a header Empire across the top. He didn't make a single dollar. Month 2, he switched ideas. Now it was a clothing brand. He designed one logo, printed it on 3 t-shirts, and gave them to his friends. He set up an Instagram page. He got 40 followers. Most of them were his cousins. He didn't sell a shirt. Month 3, he said the clothing thing was too saturated. Now he wanted to flip cars. He doesn't know anything about cars. He bought a used van for $2,800 off my credit card and said he'd fix it up and sell it for double. The van is still in our driveway. He hasn't touched it. Month 4, I told him I was struggling. I showed him the numbers. Rent, daycare, utilities, food, gas, minimum payments on the credit card he used for the van. We were $600 short every month. I was pulling from the emergency fund I built before we got married. He said, babe, I just need more time. Every successful person went through a rough patch. Month 5, he stopped pretending to work. The whiteboard was blank. The laptop was on the couch with Netflix open. He played video games from 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. most days. He'd sleep until noon. I'd leave for work at 7 with our daughter in the car seat and come home at 6 to a sink full of dishes and him asking what's for dinner. I asked him to at least do the dishes while I was at work. He said I was nagging. Month 6, I cried at work. My coworker found me in the break room. I told her everything. She said that's not a rough patch. That's a roommate who doesn't pay rent. I went home that night and told Troy we needed to talk. I said this isn't working. You need to get a job. Any job. He got offended. You don't believe in me. I believe in math. We're out of savings in 2 months. He said you're being negative. You're supposed to support me. I support this entire household. That's the problem. He slept on the couch that night. Not because I asked him to. Because he was mad at me for telling the truth. Month 7. My car needed new brakes. $480. I didn't have it. I put it on the credit card. The credit card that already had the van and 3 months of groceries on it. I was $11,000 in debt that didn't exist before he quit. Troy asked me that same week if we could upgrade our internet package so his games wouldn't lag. I stared at him. He said it's only $20 more a month. I said we can't afford the package we have now. He said you always say that. Month 8, last Tuesday. I came home from a 10-hour shift. My feet were swollen. My daughter was at my mom's because I couldn't afford daycare that week and had to ask for help. I walked in and there was a box on the porch. I opened it. A gaming chair. $350. I checked our account. He'd used my debit card. I sat on the kitchen floor and cried. Not sad crying. The kind where your body just gives up for a minute. Troy came out of his office. His office where nothing has ever been produced. He saw the chair box and said, oh nice, it came early. I looked up at him from the floor. I said I want you to get a job by the end of this month or I want you to move out. He laughed. You're not serious. I've never been more serious. You quit your job 8 months ago. There's no business. There's no income. There's no plan. There's a van in the driveway, a gaming chair in a box, and